The power is back.
What's up, family? It's Too Cool TB, representing Powered by Vibes, and I'm back with another episode of Artist Discovery. I apologize that we still don't have all the special effects, everything back, but we're trying to get these out as fast as possible to get caught up for all the weeks that were missed. And today, I'm going to check out a tune by a group that's called Vatt. This is the redid bio. Vatt is Vic Williamson on drums. Alright, shout out to Vic Williamson. Yadiel Cruzado on synth / guitar / vocals. Shout out to him. Matt Ebert on synth / vocals. If Vatt was formed to experiment and explore with real drums and synthesizers, the musical direction is steered by the interdimensional sound entities that manifest during sessions. We have incidentally conjured many funky beings and have recorded our interactions. A bunch of emojis. Alright, sounds interesting. Well, let's get right into it. Without any further ado, we're going to put the song on and play it. I'll talk about it, give you my breakdown. Alright, let's get it. I'm excited because I have no idea what to expect. Show me something different. Okay.
Get up.
Okay. It's definitely different. The music videos. Yeah.
Do what I say.
White Jesus. I kind of like it. Okay, so that was the intro. Let's get into the track now. Okay.
Decrease the information.
Very interesting music video. I like it though.
Follow me. You can live without me.
Okay, to get kind of heavy now.
If I can do without me, I live in you. No pain. Never pain. You.
Kind of interesting here. I like it. I'm definitely getting political with it.
That's what I said.
Alright.
Maybe you said it.
So this part right here confuses me. Like, are they cooking drugs, or is this like a reference to drink the Kool-Aid? Like,
Information.
it could be either or, honestly. Okay. But yeah, the song is actually it's very interesting. I do like the music video though. The music video is kind of cool. I'm thinking of doing something similar concept to this. Okay. That had to have been a reference to Drink the Kool-Aid in that one scene. That had to be a reference to that, because that's what this looks like, is to drink the Kool-Aid. Okay. Interesting. Controversial. I like it. Alright, let's get back to my beautiful face and let's do sections of it. So, section 1. We're going to do my first reactions to it. Alright, because I don't want people coming at me, I had to reveal a secret, a dirty little secret about this series. Most of the time, these are not true first reactions. I have listened to this a few times before I put the video on so I could collect my thoughts. Okay, because I get the point of the song. That was the only one part that I had to watch it the 4th time now to actually see that connection there. But yeah, when I saw this, first of all, it was like, what in the world is going on? This is really strange, but it's interesting. And I kind of liked it because I like stuff that's like this. Is very kind of dark and deep, and it's trying to make some social commentary. I like these kinds of things because it's interesting, and I like when you had to figure it out a little bit. That's art. So that's kind of what my first reaction to this was. It's kind of strange, it's a little different, but this is art. Like, they've achieved art with this particular track here. I like this. Definitely something that it takes a little bit to digest, but once you figure out what they got going on, it's pretty cool. So we're going to go to section 2. We're going to go to the breakdown. We're going to break down what the song sounds like, what it's about. So the breakdown, it's kind of interesting because you kind of hear what they're doing with the bio, how they said it. It's very experimental. The camera is still pulsing. I'm sorry you get distracted, but yeah, just please bear with me for the camera setup. These are going fast, and I don't know why the camera is doing that. Alright, sorry, I digress. As I was saying, with this kind of the sounds that we're hearing in here, I could definitely hear a lot of the very synth sounds. It's definitely kind of a post-progressive rock kind of a thing here. It's very different with the synth sound. It's very experimental, kind of avant-garde sounding. You know, you could hear that there was some times where there was acoustic drums happening in there. There was other times where it was a little bit more void of the percussion. And there was a lot of very experimental synth sounds. Like, it wasn't just your basic playing piano stuff. It was very wild and crazy with the sounds. It was like listening to a painting. That's what it sounds like. Yes, I just said that. That's exactly what I meant, too. It wasn't me slipping over my words. It's like listening to a painting. That's what this felt like for the breakdown, you know, just all the different sounds, you know. It's kind of hard for me to give you the breakdowns I usually do because this kind of what this is. This cavalcade of sounds, this cacophony of sounds that's happening and kind of paint the picture. With the singing on it, the way it's vocalized is kind of interesting. The lyrics are very... You actually go through this and listen to it. The do what I say. That's kind of that theme that's going through it. And then it makes more sense when you have the video adding to it. You have the video kind of going along with what we're hearing. It all kind of fits together like that. So this is definitely an art piece. It's not something that's going to be, you know, you just put it on to listen to it. It's an art piece, and that's kind of what the breakdown section is. That's all I got to say. I try not to be rambling on forever during these. So I go to section 3. My critiques. The critique section of the review. So this is never directed directly at the artist. This is as we all listen to it, what we can learn from it, and how to compare it to what we're doing ourselves. So my critiques for this one, there's just a few. So the first one is that I would say, it's difficult for me to critique this because I feel like a lot of the things that are going on here that conventionally you would want to critique for production because there's some rules that are broken and conventions that aren't followed. But this sound is unconventional and it's avant-garde. So I feel like a lot of those things are intentional. My biggest thing though was with the vocals. I would like to hear a little bit more of what the vocal performer is saying. You know, for something like this that's making such a social commentary, I would like to hear more of what the vocal performer is saying. So I wish that was a little bit louder. It makes it a little bit more present and clear. So that was what my critique would be, you know, because I listen to avant-garde music, believe it or not. I do like these types of things. It's just that you want to hear it a little bit more clear. You can still make it kind of warbled so that it sounds different, but you can still make it a way so that we hear what's being said a little bit better. So that's my only critique there. My only other critique, it just goes to my point that I made about, since this is unconventional, it probably is on purpose why it's done this way, but just I felt that at times the production, it just wasn't as high as it could have been. Like with the way that the drums were mixed in and things like that. Things could have been a little bit more clear, and things could have just sounded a little bit more like this. It sounds lo-fi in a bad way, which could have been intentional. That could have been what was meant for something that's an art piece like this. But for me, it's just the execution might not have been there all the way. And not only that, but if it was intentional for certain things to be a little bit, I don't want to use the word sloppy, but things to be a little bit sloppy with how things were put together. You need to like really nail it and drive home the point that it's intentionally that way, which I just felt like wasn't necessarily happening here. It's not. I'm not saying that it's bad or that I didn't like it. I'm just saying that it didn't necessarily come off as intentional with certain things that were done here as I wish that it would have. Alright, so that's the only critiques I have. Other than that, though, I think this was great. Great job on this one. Very powerful statement that you were making with that. The whole idea of that, how people will follow things to try to, put their sanctity in things, and sometimes they're not the best things too. Just people are looking for something to follow, and sometimes they're following it right into their own detriment. Like the drink the Kool-Aid situation. If you don't know what drink the Kool-Aid means or what I mean by that, Google it. It's really messed up, and it's really cool how they put this together into a video, and it's one of those things that's kind of thought-provoking for people that know what it's about. So, without any further ado, we're going to go to the best part of the video. It's no explosion sound effects because we're not editing these, but we're going to put this up against other music we've reviewed thus far in 2022 and see where it ranks against those other songs. And we're going to see where I'm going to rank it on the Artist Discovery Billboard Chart. Also, I just realized, I'm sorry the air conditioner is on, but it's the summertime and it's hot. Just deal with it, okay? This is Ghetto Productions this week, okay? Alright, goes to Billboard Chart. So, this is a question of how do you rank these types of songs here? Alright, I think the place where I would put it, and it's almost more of a tie, I would put it to number 18, because I personally just feel that it's a little bit above, Gen X's Pathological Liar, just slightly. And the only reason why is just because this one here, I feel like the statement it's making is a little bit bigger. That's the only reason why I would rate it there at 18 and kind of unseat Gen X's track. I like her tune too, but I feel like this one, the statement that it's making is a little bit bigger. That's the only reason why. It's honestly is a tie, because I like both of them equally. But that's where I would put it. That's about as high as I would go with it, just because this is something that is more unconventional. In the Billboard Chart, I'm sorry I forgot to say this at the beginning. I'm a bit scatterbrained on this video. The Billboard Chart is not ranking the quality of the song. This is a list of recommendations that's ranked based upon the popularity that it would have for other people to be recommended to, how radio ready that the song is, how popular it would be. So with songs like this, it's going to be a bit lower, unless there's something that stands out about them that makes them a bit more accessible. But this one here, that's why I would rank it. So it's a pretty good tune. I see a couple of other tunes that are similar in nature to them, and I like it. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up. We're trying to be less than 15 minutes. Bring it back to my beautiful face, final segment. If you're watching, so I would say to Matt Ebert and all the other guys that's on the Void Vatt channel. Oh, and now sirens are going off. Great. Anyway, I would say to you guys, keep it up. I like what you guys are doing, and I would be very interested to hear you guys as you develop and mature your sound, and keep doing this. And keep doing this type of music. It's important to have these art pieces, these things that make it undeniable that music is a form of art and is a form of expression. And these are the types of thought-provoking ideals that we need brought to the table within the art that is music. So yeah, keep it up, guys. I like what you guys are trying to do, and like I said, I gave my honest critiques. I just think with the execution and the intent, it could just come across a little bit more clear. But other than that, I think that this is great. So just keep it up, keep doing what you're doing, and just like I said, continue to advance and mature and become a student of the game. So with all that being said, to Matt Ebert, to the rest of the members of Void Vatt, to all the fans, everybody watching at home, love what you do. I enjoyed listening to this song, and I hope that all of you did too. I spread nothing but peace and love to all of you, and I will see you in the next review.